come. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board.
All right, folks, it is Thursday, and you're listening to Nichols Live, and I am what's left of Larry Nichols. And today, if you want to call in, the call-in number is 501-499-6022, 501-499-6022. Yesterday, we had quite a few callers that were not able to get through. I don't have Pastor Sanders with me today, but if you want to call in, and then if you want to text a message, the number is 440-897-0611. 897-0611. Area code 440. Well, Hillary's making a speech, giving her economic plan. I get so tired of this, and I just get absolutely worn out with it. Hillary said in her speech, what little part of it I caught, because I can't hang in for much of it. It's pretty tough for me to listen to. But just to take an example, she said that with an independent economic person that she said used to work for John McCain, that he had reviewed Donald Trump's plan, and that Donald Trump's economic plan would cost some 3.5 million jobs. Now, that same independent economist, that, by the way, she never gave his name or her name, upon looking at her economic plan, said that it would create 10 million new jobs. Boy, I am telling you, I get so tired of the lies, of the obvious lies. Number one, if anybody were to dissect her speech, it's full of pie in the sky things that she is promising that she knows they will in no way do. In case you're wondering, did Obama, when he was running for the presidency, did he not promise economic jobs, that their plans that would create millions and millions of jobs? Remember? He even had one that was shovel-ready projects. Turns out they weren't shovel-ready. Turns out they weren't projects at all. But you see, the Clintons know at this stage in a campaign, pick a number. What sounds good? 10 million jobs? 20 million jobs? 5 million jobs? Doesn't matter. Pick a number. What do you think? What do the focus groups tell her would be a sufficient number of jobs to claim you're going to create to make her out to be the jobs president? That's who she listened to. That's who evaluated her economic plan and came up with how many jobs would be created by her economic plan. Yeah, it was the ad people. It was the PR people. It was the focus groups people. Guys, there was not one economist looking at her plan and giving her real numbers. What you got, Alden? Joe, come in here, buddy. Hello, Joe.
Hey, Larry.
How you doing, my friend?
How are you, my buddy?
Hanging in here. Hanging
Good. I promise you, the 10 million jobs would be brought to a head here in the United States if we went on states' rights, if all the states would combine and start doing, well, not
You bet.
just say a fraction of those, fraction of our states, 50 states of here in the Union, the Republic. If we start with those illegal immigrants, say my state, your state, whoever it is, if we implement that plan and start finding these people for hiring these illegals, I guarantee you 10 million jobs would be created. And there's people that will work at those jobs. I promise you.
Yes, there are. Now, Joel, I want to throw something past you. I want your opinion. I've been thinking about this. This has weighed heavy on my mind for the past few days, weeks, whatever. It's really been weighing heavy on me. And I'll tell you when I started thinking about it. I started thinking about it when Trump gave his economic plan. It was, he was talking about the jobs and creating jobs. Here's what's got me puzzled. Joe, I'm wondering if all of us talking about jobs in the 20-year-old mentality, Joe, I wonder today if people are really out there wanting jobs. 51% of the people in America today are getting money from the government. Money.
Yes.
I just wonder if people really want jobs today.
Well, I tell you, my son-in-law he's a welder. He works at a place over here.
Right.
I'm not going to name any names. I should, but I'm not. But they have Nicaraguans that are here working, and there are Mexicans working, and there are some that have their cards, their green cards, and then there's some, Larry, that don't have their green cards.
Right.
And the Nicaraguans are real racist toward the white people.
Oh, you bet.
And the Mexicans, they hate Mexicans.
Right.
And there's a company right next to them that they hire, all they hire is illegals. So they're taking away, they're right here in the state of Oklahoma, there's a lot of people that are trying to work that can't work in the oil field. The oil field's taking a big hit here in Oklahoma the last 12, 16 months. They'll work at those jobs if those companies, I believe there are people out there that will work at those jobs.
Well,
if they're given, if they're given the opportunity. Now, I'm just saying in our area, I don't know about surrounding areas, but I believe if they're like people are here, they're willing to go to work. But they can't go to work because the illegals are here working, and the employers are hiring them for little to nothing, so they don't have to. Pay high wages, and that's sad. Donald Trump. Now I tell you, Donald Trump knows this. I've read a lot of stuff on him, and he's talking about the illegal immigration, the jobs that, and even in the TPP, the Trans-Pacific and the Atlantic, the transatlantic in NAFTA.
Partnership.
He's smart enough to know this, and he knows that there's people out there willing to work and do these jobs. If we can get those people out of here, and the ones that are going to come here to get legal, if they're going to work up here with their green cards and be legal, but there are people that will work, and if we get people back to work, the economy's going to get back. I don't care what anybody says. You put people to work, and things get better. And those states' rights will do that if we get it implemented. Folks, listen. This program, you start finding these people $5,000 per illegal. And this company over there, they've got 40 or 50 or maybe 100 of them working for them in this welding shop. And out here on this road construction crew, they may have 150, 300 of them. You start hanging $5,000 in their rear end and a mandatory jail sentence, and it don't take but about 3 or 4 convictions of these companies and their people that own them. And I'll guarantee you, you can't find anybody that'll hire an illegal, regardless of who they are, what their nationality is. And they'll flood like the Red River, and they'll be leaving here. And I guarantee you, that's the only one. Go ahead.
I saw in Arkansas on a highway project. Now this is had a little sign said this is a federal highway funded by the federal government, matching state and federal funds. And I looked at the people working on the job, Joe, and they're Mexicans.
Yes, sir.
Mexican. Doing highway construction for a federal contract. And I know they weren't legal. Do you know how I know they weren't legal?
Well,
this is a hard one.
I know, but go ahead and say.
Well, because there was part of the road construction where you had to pull over to the side, and then I asked the guy that was flagging down, how long was this distance, that the road was closed and blocked off. Joe, he couldn't speak a stitch English.
That's right. That is right. Larry, Alden told me to keep this short, and I'll try to keep as short as I can. But he told me, the day that I went to the Capitol last year, and we had a phone conference with the representative in the Capitol building. Well, the Capitol building is under renovation up there. They've got this limestone and stuff falling off of it, and they're working, and they're still up there working. Well, the very day that me and you did that, I went outside to wait on my ride to come back around to get me, and there was a whole bunch of them, Mexicans out there working. They had them hired. They're working at this construction company. And I just sat down there amongst them because I could speak Spanish. And I visited with him a little bit, and this one said, I speak English real well. And I said, you've got your green card, haven't you? He said, yeah, I do. And I said, let me see it. And he showed me his green card. And there was 2 or 3 more that said, I said, y'all got your card? They said, yes, we do. And there was 2 or 3 over there that did show theirs. They couldn't speak very good English. So I knew that they were there illegally because they did not speak English.
Couldn't speak English.
That is correct. But I promise you, if states' rights, I hope everybody's listening to this. If they'll go to work on this thing, like I'm trying to do and have been, we'll get these jobs back for people that are willing to work. And I'll guarantee you, they're out there.
Well, Joe, I got bad news. I heard this morning from a listener that talked to a lady out of the governor of North Carolina's office. She was told that the governor was going to follow the law and that he was going through the process through the Supreme Court.
He screwed then. He screwed himself and the state right then, immediately.
Yes, he did. Now, number one, folks, let me answer something. If that governor thinks number one, the governor said he was following law. If you're following the law is the 10th Amendment. State has a right to do what it wants to do. That's the law. But he's done.
The state of Oklahoma has made some moves here. Their legislation has made 3 or 4 moves here on different things pertaining to like Sharia law and like the plan, the states' rights plan, and we have a law here already, as you know, here in Oklahoma that's implemented about hiring illegals. If we could just get someone to say, look, we're going to expand on that, and we're going to do this plan and get these people out of here and start prosecuting people. It doesn't take a lot of it won't take any law enforcement to get the illegals out of here, and it won't cost those millions and millions of dollars to bust them out of here or fly them out of here. Whatever the means is, you wouldn't have to take one sheriff in one county in the state of Oklahoma to arrest any illegals. They'll start fleeing and running down like the Red River if we can do that.
All right, Joel, we've got to run, buddy, but thank you.
Well,
yes, you're right.
I'm sorry it took so long. Tell Alden I'm sorry, but he told me to keep it. But you kept asking me, and I told you.
I know. All right, okay, brother. Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Right.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
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 Folks, there is no doubt that if the state would follow the plans both on immigration and terrorism that's on the video, a lot of things would be different. A lot of things would be different, and they would be different fast. Fast. Now, I've gotten $25 from Brenda, and I've gotten $5 from Grant. Folks, if you want to help, if you can help, please do. Go to PayPal, nicholslive@aol.com. Please, need your help. And I'm going to tell you, I'm sitting here every day. Every day. I don't have the count from Chad today. And talk to him. He's still doing that work shoot in Hawaii. It's probably a good thing I don't have the count because it would upset me again, make me mad. Guys, we have got to save this country. Nobody else is going to do it. No one. And for me, I can't see. I can't see. Today I got the numbers from Greg. At least the numbers have dropped from 7,760 some odd to 7,730 some odd. So at least some people have gotten out of here because they didn't like the fact that I was being ugly. I am being ugly. We don't have time to be nice. We don't have time to mess around anymore. There will not be a tomorrow. And that's what I don't know how to say it. You're not going to see a tomorrow when Hillary gets elected. It's going to be different than you can imagine. It's going to be different. You know what the end's going to look like? Do you? Do you know what the end's going to look like? I got a text here. Hey, why don't you call your state and ask them about states' rights, meaning Arkansas? And I think that's the person that's the enemy. That's the reason I don't call the state here is simple. Simple. This state's a lot like California, although it's conservative, although we've got, quote, end quote, this conservative Republican legislature. It's all a lie here. This state's still under the thumb of the group that was here during the Clinton days. And as long as you've got Tyson Foods and all of those companies hire bus illegals in from Mexico, you're not going to get anything done. And they buy all the governors and everything here, so you're not going to see it here. It's that way in a lot of places. There are a lot of states that some of us live in that, you can go, well, it doesn't make sense to do it here because, your state's not. That's right. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to work in your state. But still get people to come see the video because they may have somebody in another state or may contact somebody in another state. Get the video. Realize, for once in your life, realize that this is the big show. This is the big one. They're getting ready to close the book on America forever. Forever. Get the video. I was talking to Dan Brown, the guy that was on top of everything and got us the information about North Carolina. And he did a great job. We've worked on it. It's not lost yet, but the governor's on the wrong trail or wrong path at this time. And I was talking to Dan, and Dan's fixing to make a presentation, he hopes, to like a local kind of Tea Party group. And I was trying to prep him and get him ready. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. But do you believe me when I say we're done? Do you believe me when I say this nation is history as we know it, as we thought we knew it? Huh? You want me to prove it to you? I find myself proving stuff to y'all all the time, but I'm going to prove it to you. It's that question I asked yesterday. What are the rules? How many of you in this audience went to school and heard, hold on, let's see what this says here. Yeah, that's that creep of a person that ran the Facebook. She's a dandy. She's sick or she's working for the Clintons. She's a real treasure. Pretty soon I'm going to have some people that are looking into who she's with tell you about it. But anyway, let's go forward with what are the rules today? You went to school, and I bet you learned Congress shall make all laws, correct? Congress shall make all laws. Now, what does that mean in English, written by our forefathers? It means, all right, it means Congress shall make all laws. That's what it means. Congress shall make all laws. Today, what we have is Congress shall recommend laws. Okay, Congress shall recommend laws, but the Supreme Court will tell us whether we can do them. All right, we've got a caller. Go ahead, caller. Hey, Richard, how are you?
Larry, good morning. It's morning here in the islands.
Hey, buddy.
Up until yesterday, I just want to let you know, up until yesterday, I was pretty negative about Hawaii because they're all Democrats. Even on their website, they're advertising vote for Hillary. And God talked to me, Larry. He said, don't shove Hawaii aside. He said, I'm the one that works miracles. So I'm going to work the mainland at the same time. I got a couple governors on the mainland I'm working on right now. But I'm going to go to this meeting. They're going to have a meeting at a library on the 30th. They have a state rights movement here in Hawaii. So at the same time, yeah, I want to see some miracles. Hey, I told the guy on the phone yesterday.
Wait a minute. Whoa, Richard, you're saying there is a states' rights group there in Hawaii?
It's called Conventions of States. What's that, Larry?
What? It's called what?
Convention of States.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. He told me it has to do with the 10th Amendment.
Okay, good.
And,
as long as it's not that group trying to do, as long as it's not the group, Richard, that's trying to have a constitutional convention, or the group that's trying to get states to secede from the union. Don't be a part of it.
No, it's not that. But I told the guy, I said, I'll go to work for you guys if you need a mouthpiece. I'm not here to pick up cigarette butts. Because, hey, I'm like you. I'm serious about this thing because we're, like you say, Larry, this is it, man. Folks, if you guys want freedom, get to work. Get over there and get that $20 video. I always say it, Larry's not making anything on the video. It's your tool to show you what to do to get into this game, this movement that we got going on right now. We're the ones that want freedom.
I want you to listen to what I was fixing to say. And I want you to do it to those people you're going to meet with.
Okay.
Write this down, Rick. All of you, write this down. What are the rules? What are the rules?
What are the rules?
What are the rules? Number one, remember, as far as Congress is concerned, we are all led to believe that Congress shall make all laws. But as history has proven recently, that one apparently has changed. Congress shall recommend laws, and the Supreme Court will tell us what laws we can have. At the state level, Richard, ask these people, why? Why have we got state legislatures? Why, as a matter of fact, do we have state governors, lieutenant governors, and attorney generals? Why are we wasting all of that money? Because, and by the way, why do we have elections in states? Why do we go to the trouble to get issues put on the ballot? Why? Because, as recent history has proven over and over again, one federal judge, sometimes three, like North Carolina, sometimes it's en banc, the whole appellate court, sometimes it's the Supreme Court. But what recent history has shown us is that there is absolutely no reason to have a state vote on an issue and get it on a ballot. There's no reason to have a state legislature, and there's no reason to have a governor, a lieutenant governor, attorney general, or any of those officers. Forget all of that. We just need to find out who the federal judge is that has dominion over our state. And we just go to him and say, can we do this, that, or the other? Think of something we want to do and just go ask him if we can do it. Because that's what we do now. Now, Richard,
Right.
have I lied about any of that?
No. And I also want to say about Larry. Larry always brings this up. Richard, am I a patriot? I got to say this right now today that Larry is more than a patriot. Larry has been living, breathing, working this thing for the last over 20 years, every day, one day at a time, he's been working this thing. This is how much this guy loves his country. And the Bible says God is love, and I can't even fathom God's love, let alone Larry's love. I mean, Larry loves his country all the way. He's willing to give his whole life for this country. All he wants you guys to do is have freedom. God's working through Larry for us, and all we have to do is follow the path, stay on the path, be a doer, be a doer, not a watcher. Be a doer. Get in the game, get in the movement, get in this movement, and go with it, man. Because in the end, you guys are going to be proud of yourself when we get there, when we get to the top of the mountain.
Do me a favor, Richard. When you meet with that group, I want you to throw that at them and see what they say, and then tell us.
Yeah, I'm going to get that video over there.
Tell us if that sparks any kind of common sense discussion in that group. This is what it's about. I guess the better question when you answer what are the rules is somebody in the room should be able to tell you, what do you call a government like ours? It's a central committee. It's a centralized communist dictatorship. That's what we really are. And what we ought to do is force our government to come out and say it. Say it. I think it's time for all the people to know, y'all. I think it's time for everybody in America to know. You're living a lie. When you're sitting there thinking all of these things, you're living a lie. And by the way, you saw the lie up close and personal during the primary. All this time you thought you were voting. If you were Republican, you voted in the primary thinking you were voting to pick the nominee. You found out this time, once and for all, the delegates pick the nominee, not the people that vote. Yeah, you found out if you were a Democrat this time. You've been thinking you voted in the Democratic primary, so you'd pick the nominee for the party. Well, you found out this time, whoever it is that has the super delegates, they're the ones that are going to be the nominee. Your vote don't matter.
This time, Larry, that's why with Trump, everybody don't like Trump, but I'll tell you what, Trump's going to build the military, and we need a strong military. We got a strong military, like Trump says, nobody's going to mess with us. And and they tried to pull that, folks. They tried to pull that on Trump when he was getting elected to run this time. They was going to try. A group of people was going to try to vote him out and put somebody else in there. And Trump said, "No, you guys aren't going to do that." So we do have a man that stands up for what's right. He's running for the presidency. And
buddy.
Don't vote for Hillary. If you do, you're going to have communism. I guarantee it. You guys don't want that. Get freedom. Vote for Trump.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Richard.
I'll talk at you later, Larry. Bye.
Very good, bud. Guys, Richard's right. But I don't think there's anybody in this audience. I don't have much trouble except for that Chris. She's going to vote for Hillary, I guess. I don't think there's many people in this audience going to vote for Hillary. I don't. But it's not about Hillary now. What I'm trying to tell you is it's over. If you can ask yourself those questions, what are the rules, and truly work it out in your mind and understand and answer it honestly to yourself, then just maybe you will understand how much trouble we're in and what the chances are of us getting out of it. Now, so that should help the people that don't think we're really in trouble and that they don't need to get the video and help us try to get people to states' rights because we're not really in trouble. Find out what the rules are for yourself. Ask yourself that question. Solve for you, I hope. Maybe then you'll see. You need to get the video and let's get to work. Let's get to work. Now there's the group of people that say, well, after what you just told, there's no sense doing anything because it's over. We can't do anything. We can't do anything, Larry. We can't. Now to that group, I want you to think about something. Are you ready? Are you ready? I swear that old person, it's the funny person, is just twiddling her little fingers off today. Sick people are like that. I want you to think about this for those of you that say we can't do anything. Months ago, I told you when we formed this program, if you'll think about it, I told you that it wasn't going to be a matter of a silver bullet that would get Clinton. It wasn't going to be a silver bullet. It's going to be a thing. If we can get Trump, we're going to get Trump, and we're going to use Foster. We're going to create this entertainment thing. Well, we ain't got Foster yet. But I did tell you also it was my job to make sure, it was my job to make sure that Hillary's plan, the way she runs, is she will take 60, 70% of her $2 billion that she's got for advertising to spend in this campaign, and she's going to spend that money trashing Trump. Remember me telling you that? Please tell me you remember that, because we talked about it every day, day in and day out. And it was in the time when I was saying, you get ready to make the phone calls and do that stuff. And then this is a walk I got to walk by myself, remember? And I said, my job would be to take that money that she's going to spend trashing Trump. And my job would be to make her have to spend that putting out the stuff that we do, the stuff that we start. Do you remember that? Do any of you remember that? If you do, then you'll really understand when I say, don't give me that junk that we can't really do anything. Don't give me that. Because I told you we would make, or I would walk that walk, and Hillary would have to spend her money putting out the stuff we started. Do you remember that, you people? Well, if you'll think about it, told you yesterday or the day before, Alden put it up on the YouTube site. I think it's the Washington Post article where the Democrats had paid millions of dollars, along with George Soros, millions and millions of dollars to that Ellis's law firm to do what? What? Says it in that article. It's not me saying it. It says it in that article. They put millions of dollars into that Washington law firm to go to these states. And guess what the states are? They're the same states that we're working on to fight. They say voter ID laws being passed at the state level and states' rights, and to challenge states' rights. Now, wait a minute. See, that what they're saying there's a lie. Think about it. They're not sending Alliance and that big multi-million-dollar law firm and all the money they're spending. They're not sending them into these states to fight voters' rights issues. You know why? You can figure that out, can't you? They're not doing that. You know why? Because they've got the courts to do that. What they're doing, all right, go ahead and put it up. Hold on, caller, I'm coming. They're not going in to fight the voters' rights. That's being handled in court. You know what they're sending alliances, law firm, and spending those millions of dollars to do? Coming into the same states that we're working on to fight states' rights. What is states' rights? That's the issue we're fighting to save the country. And they're using millions of their money that they would normally spend to trash Trump. They got to do what with it? They got to spend it to battle us. Is that not what we said we were going to do months ago? We got a caller. Caller, are you there?
Hey, Larry, it's Terry from Minnesota.
Hey, Terry from Minnesota. How are you, buddy?
Good. I've been talking to you a little while, but I did some research last night, and I came across LarryNichols.com. I've noticed you haven't mentioned that much on the show, and it's got a ton of information. Maybe you should mention that a little bit.
What is LarryNichols.com?
Yeah, it's your site. It's all about you.
I mean, what is it? I mean, is that a Facebook or is that a...
No, it's a regular .com site, LarryNichols.com. It's got all your videos on it. It's got tons of information. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned it.
Well, it's not me.
That's you. Take a look at it. Have somebody look at it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it may be, I'm not saying it's not up there. I'm saying it's not me. I don't put it up there. I don't do the internet. I haven't put anything up, Terry. So I don't know who's putting that up. I don't know. Now, maybe it's Alden. Is that you? Well, we'll find out who it is, but it's not us, Terry. But thank you. I mean,
okay, but it's all about you. It's got all your videos on it. It's got how to donate, everything, how to get the video, tons of information.
Wow, that may be Chad. I don't know. We'll see, buddy. Thank you. We'll check it out. But thank you.
All right, thanks.
That's weird. Folks, if you get anything on the internet, it isn't for me because I don't do the internet. Bless your heart. I just can't do it. But now, do y'all see what I'm talking about? For those of you that are not getting the video because you think we can't make a difference, we're not doing it. Folks, look, you're already doing it. All we got to do is get the numbers up and get more people looking so that we will find that person that can do what we need done to help us save the country. And it's one of you out there, one of you showing it to somebody that you don't even think would know anybody that might know somebody that helps us get it where it's got to be effective. Why? Why are you not doing it? Why? Why are you not doing what's got to be done? What do you got, Alden? Did that go in there? Or do I need to say it?
There was someone in the YouTube chat room that has asked about how do we combat the mainstream media projecting false polls and numbers? How do we do that, Larry?
We don't do that, person. You don't. We can't fight the mainstream. If we try to fight the mainstream, we lose. Remember this law. It is a law. We buy ink by the pen. They buy it by the barrel. Bogus polls are going to be there. They're going to be there. That's the point of this program, to show you that's not where, to the person asking that question, that's not where we're fighting. Don't fight there. Don't fight there. We can't fight there. We can't stop them from putting out bogus polls. We can't stop Hillary from lying. We can't stop the media from trashing Trump every statement he makes. We can't stop that. Do you hear me? We can't stop that. So we got to fight the one place we can fight and the one place that we can win. And it's the one place that when we do win, we do it in time to save the country. States' rights. That's why I did the video with Chad. That's why I did it. We're not in this game to play with them. And it's not a tennis match where they play and we play and they play and we play. We don't win. We can't win. You want to win the country back? Do any of you over in 300 want to win this country back? Is there 7,700 of you out there that want to really save this country? Or is there 7,000 of you out there that will take the test? What are the rules today? And answer it honestly to yourself. Answer it truly, honestly to yourself. And then what you come up with should probably be what I just told you today. We don't make the laws. They don't follow the Constitution. None of it's what it's supposed to be. It's all a lie. 7,000 of you. Where are you? Do you want this country? Forget it for yourself. Do you want it for your kids and grandkids? Do you? Do you want it? I'm asking. I don't know what to show you. I mean, there's this tendency to pull you away, to come up with some other reason. When there's one thing that you can do that will work, that, by the way, has worked. And I know some of you out there saying, well, that states' rights, that's good stuff to talk about, but it don't work. It can't work today. Add that to you, the group that say there's nothing we can do. Well, let me tell you, states' rights does work, and I can prove it. You ever heard of Colorado? Colorado wanted to legalizing marijuana. It's against federal law. You know what? They passed it and they're doing it. They did it. They did it. Where are you? What do you need to see? What do you need to see? Susan, thank you, 25. Grant, thank you, 5. Brenda, 25. Thank you. What do you need to see? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? What can we do? Dear God, what can we do to get 7,000 of you? What can we do to get you to join with us in this fight? Tell me. Oh, hell, somebody tell me. Somebody call in right now. We got 10 minutes. Somebody call in right now. 501-499-6022. Tell me what we can do. What we can say to get you to help us and join in this fight with us. We need you. We need you. What? You know, I'm getting pretty tired of seeing people tell me how much they're loving this country, how much they believe in America. Mm-hmm. How they want to protect our way of life. I hear it. I hear you. But I say about 30 to 50 that are actually out there slugging it out. 3,000 of you, where are you? Now, there are some of you that they can't. I understand that. Now, by the way, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do this. I have two people that are willing to buy 4 people the video that can't afford to buy it. So that means there are 8 of you that if you really don't have the money, if you really don't, then we'll help you get it. We'll help you get it. Now, you need to, if you can't afford it and you need help and you want us to get it to you, you need to get in touch with Mary Ellen. Gotta see if I've got Mary Ellen's number. Hold on. I will give it to you. Well, wait a minute. Let me. Yeah. Well, go ahead. Do me a favor. Can you give out Mary Ellen and give out Mary Ellen and Lori's number, please? Do you have them? Her mobile and Lori's number. All right. Well, here is Lori's number. It is 619 892 3704. Now, what is Mary Ellen's mobile? And then we'll get to the caller. Alden. All right. Give Mary Ellen's mobile number first if you've got it there.
Mary Ellen's number is 240-499-6729. Again, it is 240-499-6729.
Thank you, Alden. All right, now we got Miss Bridget. Bridget, are you there? Hello, Bridget. Bridget, are you there?
Yes, this is Bridget. This is Larry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it is.
Hi, Larry. I've sent you a couple of messages. It's good to speak with you. I haven't bought the video yet, only because that I'm a little concerned that we're running out of time. I know that federal law supersedes state law, and I'm also worried that, like California voted, like
Right.
Colorado also voted for the marijuana. So just by us contacting the governor, like I have Jerry Brown, and I wouldn't get anywhere with him.
That's right.
You'd have to get, and that's what I'm saying. If you go through the governor, that takes time.
Bridget,
So,
let me tell you that here's what I need you to do, and you're going to have faith in me that it will work. All right, please.
All right, tell me, because right now, like I said, we have less than 90 days, and by what you're stating,
Tell me about it. We got 90 days till the election, and then when we will have, and I'm just telling you the true of it. You got 90 days till the election. And then you've got 45 days, probably max, after Hillary gets sworn in, which is January the 20th, I think, or 21st, whatever. 45 days from that, and it's over. If we haven't done it by then, Bridget, the country's lost.
No, tell me about it. I'm disabled. I'm only 61, and, I'm scared to death. What's going to happen?
Well, here's what I need you to do. Here's what I need you to do. Get the video. There's a method to this, and I mean it. Get the video. Watch it 3 times.
Okay,
watch it 3
Larry,
times.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what you have listeners, I'm sure, those 7,000 people, you have people like myself who are either retired or disabled, so we don't get out. So what can we do if we're in our homes? How do we contact people?
I'm fixing to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So just hang with me. Get the video, watch it 3 times or 4 or 5 until you know it, till it's a part of you, Bridget, till it's a part of you. Now, in your case, since you can't get out, all right, can you ask people to come to your home? Just
no,
a couple of friends.
Unfortunately, after I got disabled, any friends that I had kind of went away. You know how that works.
I understand. Then what you will do, Bridget, you will watch this video, you will learn it, you will absorb it. And then we're going to give you, once you have the video and you have, and it's very important that you just see it and see it and see it and see it until it's a part of it. It's not something you can just watch once and tell somebody. Then we're going to tell you what governors' offices, you hear me? What governors' offices are working right now on issues that this would apply with.
Oh, they have to be Republican governors.
It can be, well, it's more issue oriented than it is party oriented. You see, if a state wants, like Colorado, legalizing marijuana, you see, well, that was more Democrats than it, huh?
Didn't they vote for that?
And they did, and they got it, and they're selling marijuana in Colorado. So
yes,
that proves it works, you see.
So that's an election. So, I mean.
No. Right now, North Carolina, Bridget, North Carolina is at a point where they have already, see, I'm telling you, they've already voted for voter ID. They've already voted for it. They're at a point now to where they can implement that law today that they passed. They could implement it today if the governor just would. But he seems at this point to be bent on going to the Supreme Court. And he better not. Now, every state has laws that are passed.
The Supreme Court doesn't listen even to 99% of issues that come before it.
Right. Bridget, we don't want anybody to go to the Supreme Court because that's not part of. There's no reason, Bridget, to go to the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court has no standing in a law duly passed by a state. There are laws right now that are passed right now, Bridget, by states right now that should be implemented right now. Right now, they should be implemented if the governor would simply wake up and apply states' rights. That's what we're finding. We're trying to find these states that have issues that are ready to go and get them to go ahead and implement them, Bridget. Implement them now. You don't have to do it in California. All right, we got 1 minute. Got to go, Bridget. Please get the video. Get the video and do it. It will work. I promise you. It will. But we got to have an army of people, y'all. Once we find a state that has an issue ready to go, we got to find, once we find that state, we got to have people ready to call and move. Now, then for those of you that can, show people twice a month. All right, 30 seconds, folks. I need help on PayPal, NicholsLive@AOL.com. Get the video. Get it. We'll be here tomorrow. Good Lord willing.
Over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of, one in a lullaby.